As Andrew Spicer attests, film noir's construction of gender is one of its most distinctive features. Instead of the strong, heroic males and supportive females that populate classical Hollywood's films, film noir is littered with weak, confused, and powerless males, the victims of conniving femme fatales. Femme fatales, or, in other words, a deadly or fatal women, utilize their cunning nature and beaming sexuality to fulfill their motive. However, people often forget that femme fatales speak volumes about the American women of that era and their difficult climb to erase societal expectations placed upon them. In this video, we will explore 3 film noirs featuring unique femme fatales from the early 1940s to early 1950s and their connections to real American women of that time. In The Maltese Falcon, Bridget can be considered to be one of the most iconic femme fatales in noir history. This is not solely based on her beauty or seductive charm, but because of the way she wields agency in a male-dominated world. In the beginning of the movie, Bridget appears vulnerable, wrapping Detective Sam Spade around her fingers with emotional appeals and pleas. However, behind her lies, she's a master manipulator, even capable of the murder of Miles Archer, Sam's partner, to pursue the Maltese Falcon figure. Bridget evidently reflects American women in the 1940s, as 1941 marked just 2 years after the beginning of World War II, and women were caught between traditional roles, such as homemaking, and the increasing presence of independence, where many women worked outside of the home. In the movie, Bridget is a woman who proves her ability to move through male spaces and uses her intelligence to do so, orchestrating lies, betrayals, and murder to get what she wants. She acts on her own desires and isn't afraid to eliminate threats, using society's assumptions about female weakness as a powerful weapon. In Phantom Lady, we meet Carol, a more unique femme fatale. She isn't the classic dangerous, seductive woman praying for the downfall of a man. Instead, she is determined, loyal, and intelligent in her methods to save an innocent man from murder. Even though some could argue her intentions were to pursue Scott as a love interest, her motives remain pure for the majority of the plot, and it seems obvious that playing Scott's savior was not for greed or personal gain. While she might not be the prototype of the classic femme fatale, she uses many tools to manipulate men into getting what she wants, such as going undercover in a jazz cellar under an alias, using her sexuality strategically when confronting the killer, and acting independently in a male-dominated world. 1944 also marks the near end to World War II, where millions of women had stepped into the workforce, taking jobs traditionally held by men. As a working woman and secretary, Carol fits the mold of the mid-1940s career woman, taking matters into her own hands and leaving behind the male figures to fix things. In Don't Bother to Knock, Nell displays different traits from the traditional femme fatales of noir, as she does not plot or manipulate for power or wealth. Instead, her dangerous nature stems from emotional trauma. Nell is not cold and calculating like other femme fatales, but lost and fragile, which leads to a delirious mental state and a destructive agenda. However, Nell still wears the aesthetic of a femme fatale, luring Jed in with her beauty and seductive, although erratic, behavior. She does not seek to dominate Jed, but instead craves connection and validation, paired with a desperate need to matter to someone. She appears to be more of a victim than a villain, particularly as the film comes to a conclusion and she is whisked away to another mental institution. In 1952, American women were experiencing an invisible emotional toll due to the happenings of World War II. Whether their fathers, husbands, or sons did not come home from overseas, many women faced mental health struggles that were ignored or stigmatized. Nell exposes the cracks beneath the surface of poised femininity in the 1950s, showing exactly what can occur when women are denied the proper resources to account for their mental health.